Heart and Lock is one of those Nollywood movies that starts off loud, chaotic, and almost overwhelming, but slowly pulls you in emotionally until you realize you're no longer just watching a film. You're reflecting on life, choices, parenting, trauma, discipline, and love. From the very first scenes, the movie makes it clear that this is not a fairy tale romance. It is a story about a broken young man, a desperate father, and two sisters whose lives unexpectedly become the battleground for reform, healing, and emotional awakening. Before I go any further, let me quickly drop this. This review is based on content originally aired on Uche Nancy Updated TV. All rights belong to the original creators. This review is strictly for commentary, storytelling, and movie discussion purposes. Now, let's talk about the movie itself. Heart and Lock introduces us to Kobidi, popularly called Kobe, a rich man's only son who has completely lost his way. Once brilliant, calm, and full of promise, Kobe returns from the United States as a completely different person. He is rude, arrogant, addicted to pleasure, obsessed with women, money, and partying, and completely disrespectful to his father. He spends millions without blinking, insults authority, and treats life like a joke that will never end. To Kobe, money solves everything, and consequences are for poor people. His father, a powerful and wealthy businessman, is heartbroken and frustrated. He watches his son self-destruct and realizes that shouting, money, and indulgence have failed. In desperation, he reaches out to Lieutenant Amanda, a disciplined military officer, not to punish his son, but to reform him. He doesn't want brutality or prison. He wants change, and he's willing to pay heavily for it. What makes this arrangement unusual is that Kobe is not taken to a military camp. Instead, he's sent to stay in Amanda's home, where she lives with her younger sister, Nancy. The house is modest, quiet, and structured, the complete opposite of Kobe's chaotic lifestyle. From the moment he arrives, the clash is instant. Kobe expects luxury, freedom, and obedience. What he meets instead are rules, restrictions, locked doors, and a woman who refuses to be intimidated by his wealth or mouth. Amanda lays down the law immediately. Kobe's movements are restricted. His behavior is monitored. He cannot leave without permission. Meals are controlled. His lifestyle is stripped bare. To Kobe, it feels like prison. To Amanda, it is discipline. And to Nancy, it is an invasion of her safe space. Nancy is not impressed by Kobe in any way. She sees through his arrogance and refuses to entertain his nonsense. Unlike the women Kobe is used to, Nancy doesn't flirt back, doesn't soften her words, and doesn't admire his confidence. She is intelligent, guarded, and shaped by deep emotional wounds. Her mother died after suffering neglect from her father, and that pain has taught Nancy to distrust men, especially powerful ones who think money excuses everything. At first, Kobe reacts exactly as expected. He insults Amanda, mocks the rules, bangs doors, sings loudly, makes crude jokes, and plots his escape. He even plans to manipulate Nancy just to steal the key and run back to his old life. Everything about him screams immaturity. He believes he can outsmart everyone in the house. But something unexpected happens during one of his many attempts to get Nancy's attention. Nancy finally confronts him, not with fear, not with flirtation, but with brutal honesty. She calls him out for wasting his life, reminds him that people with less privilege are building empires, and tells him plainly that he's choosing uselessness despite having everything handed to him. Her words sting deeply because they're true. For the first time, Kobe feels judged not by his money, but by his character. That moment becomes a turning point. At first, Kobe pretends to change. He asks for books, claims he wants self-improvement, and behaves politely. But privately, he admits he's doing it to win Nancy over. However, the more he listens, the more he reads, and the more he reflects, the harder it becomes to maintain the act. The silence forces him to think, the discipline forces him to slow down, and Nancy's words keep echoing in his head. Gradually, Kobe begins to confront unresolved anger toward his father. He blames him for his mother's death, for emotional neglect, and for raising him with money instead of love. That pain has fueled his rebellion for years, but through quiet reflection and Nancy's consistent truth-speaking, Kobe realizes that holding on to anger is destroying him. One of the most emotional moments in the movie is when Kobe finally calls his father not to ask for money, not to insult him, but to apologize. The conversation is awkward, short, and deeply emotional. His father is shocked, overwhelmed, and grateful. It is the first genuine connection they've had in a long time, and it confirms that real change is happening. Amanda, who initially approached the assignment as a professional duty, also begins to soften. She sees that Kobe is cooperating, reading, and showing self-awareness. When she reports back to his father, the results speak for themselves. Moved by the transformation, the father does more than pay Amanda her agreed fee. He clears her debts, saves her late mother's house from being seized by the bank, and blesses her and Nancy financially. It is one of the most satisfying moments in the movie because it shows how obedience, integrity, and compassion can open unexpected doors. Now, by the end of the film, Kobe is no longer the loud, reckless boy he once was. He chooses peace, he chooses growth, he chooses to stay longer, not because he's forced to, but because he wants the calm and clarity he has found. Nancy, too, is changed. She learns that not all men are the same and that sometimes people truly can evolve if given structure, truth, and patience. Heart and Locke leaves us with questions rather than perfect answers. Did Kobe truly change, or did he simply learn discipline? Will his growth last outside the locked environment? Was Nancy right to open her heart, even slightly? The movie doesn't insult our intelligence with a fake fairy tale ending. Instead, it gives us hope grounded in realism. This movie is funny, frustrating, emotional, and deeply relatable. It speaks to parents, children, siblings, and anyone who has ever felt lost or misunderstood. It reminds us that sometimes what a broken heart really needs is not freedom, but a lock that forces reflection. Now, over to you. What did you think of Kobe's transformation? Do you believe people can truly change, or do they only adjust when monitored? Would you have given him a second chance like Nancy did? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk. And if you enjoyed this kind of deep movie review, please don't forget to check out my channel, Flicks and Feels, where we go beyond the screen to unpack emotions, lessons, and real-life connections in Nollywood movies. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to Flicks and Feels and help grow a community that doesn't just watch movies, we feel them. Until the next review, stay curious and keep watching with your heart. 1, 2.